Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a layout in my Miami Beach album. Today I want to combine some collections from Citrus Twist Kits. I'm thinking of combining the Crave collection with the Travelog collection. Plus I have some goodies that are travel-y themed as well that I want to add in. It's gonna be a mix and match page because I'm going to be scrapbooking these photos from Miami at the Pink Taco restaurant, and so the pink lends itself towards the Crave collection very well. So let's see if I can mix and match things and make it work. I might add in this photo as well. It's kind of a different story, but not really, so I might try to consolidate pages and see if I can fit it all in. I also want to add in this magical title from Colorcast Designs because it's pink, and Pink Taco, these tacos were literally pink, which is kind of magical to me, so it works out. And then I also have this stamp from Citrus Twist, which is really getting a workout lately, but it's got tacos in it and it's got lots of food references. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, but that's where I'm starting. So let's go. Alright, so the first thing I always need to do is go through the collections and the papers to find something that will work for this page. I go through the Travelog papers. I don't have a lot left, and none of them really match what I want except for this yellow one. I think I can make work because we did go, it was a taco restaurant, so it sort of has a Islander Mexican sort of motif. Not really, but it works, right? So then I'm going through the Crave collection, and they're all Traveler's Notebook size papers, and I really don't find anything that's going to match from that collection. So I go deep into my Citrus Twist stash and start pulling out papers from other collections and basics packs. So I've pulled out these papers from the Happy Heart collection, and I've pulled out this stripy paper from, I believe, Fresh Starts, the Fresh Starts collection from January. And I'm going to make this color scheme work. I think I can make this work. I do want a lot of pink because obviously we're scrapbooking about a restaurant called a Pink Taco with literal pink tacos on the page. So I want there to be pink. I initially was going to go for this bold red and pink dot, but I decided fairly quickly that I need the other pink paper instead. So I'm going to cut down this ledger paper so that it can be the base of my page. And then I'm going to do the same with the yellow paper. And that's going to be the two sides of the page that I'm going to work with. I needed to extend the page vertically because unfortunately the older Citrus Twist papers are only 8 inches tall, and of course the Life Crafted albums are 8.25 inches tall outside of the page protector, which is how I scrapbook. So I was thinking I would use these two triangles of stripes to extend the page, but I decided it was just too complicated and difficult, and I ended up, once I put this in the album, I ended up taking that yellow paper and just adding a couple of yellow strips at the bottom of both pages to extend the pages. But that's like after I took the photos and everything, just for the album's sake. It's just a little 1/4 inch down at the bottom. Just like that is what it ends up looking like. So I just put this triangle flush with the bottom of the page here pretty quick. And then I add the other one at the top on the opposite corner, so it sort of makes that diagonal line. I decided to go, oh, you can see me putting that pink paper away. I decided to go with this pink paper instead of the yellow paper, but I am going to incorporate that yellow paper into the page. Okay, so now I've got the base of my page settled, and I like this sort of angle, this line across the page that sort of draws your eye. I could go with the line for my clustering, but I decided instead to go sort of in a V formation, which I will finalize here in a second. I need to make sure I add in my holes before I add anything else because I always get in trouble not adding my holes in before I start. I decided pretty quickly to get rid of that third photo. I will do something else with it. It's a different story anyway. It's like at the same time, but a different story, so it can be its own page. I don't need to consolidate. I can have as big of an album as I want, even if it takes up 2 albums. So I wanted to have this card that says "Had to have it." because I did. It was one of the places that I bookmarked that we had to go to while we were in Miami. I turned this yellow paper down, but I felt like it was too big still, so I'm going to trim it down even more so that it's a little less bold. And I like how it matches the yellow of the card that I'm going to use on the other side. I'm going to stick this one down. I want to put this down in a way that doesn't cover up the fork too much, but it's just virtually impossible to fit it on this page and not cover up that fork. So I do what I got to do, and you can sort of see it peeking out. I'm going to rearrange a bit more anyway, but it's a bummer. I could have had it go off the side and been able to see that fork a little bit more. It's just like the weird little things that I fixate on when I scrapbook. You can see me trying really hard to make it work. So then I have these two together, and I decide pretty quickly that I want to rearrange so that they work in sort of a V formation. So I'm going to put this a little bit lower, and then this one as well. It's not perfect. They're not at the same height, but I wanted it to be just a little bit more obvious. This one sticks out a little bit lower because I knew I was going to put that magical acrylic from Colorcast Designs down there at the bottom as a title. So I knew it could stick down a little bit farther. And then when you look at it after the acrylic is down, they actually sort of read at the same height. A little bit better. Okay, see? They kind of sit at the same level. So I knew I wanted to use this stamp set, which I just can't seem to quit. And I'm going to use this Good Food, Good Mood. And of course the taco. And then there's one other that says, I don't know, which one did I use? We'll find out together. Oh, it's Eat, Drink, Be Happy. Yeah, that's what it is. So I pull all these out, and I'm going to use them in separate places on the page. I pull out my Coral Cabana, which seems to be my go-to pink. So I'm going to stamp this Good Food, Good Mood. I'm going to off-center it, not off-center, but like tilt it a little bit so it's a little bit jaunty. Then I'm going to add the taco in the middle, and I decided to add the taco in a couple other places too when I'm done, but I'm going to start with the taco in the middle. And then I'm going to add this one down here that says Eat, Drink, Be Happy. It's pretty much my life motto. So then I'm going to add a couple of stamped tacos, just like I add my stamped date. I liked that sort of like, you know how when they do like dream sequence sort of things when you're dizzy and you see the thing like going around, whatever you're looking at going around in circles and it's like blurry. That's kind of what it felt like with those tacos, like I was dreaming about them. So I pulled in some embellishments, some die cuts from both the Travelog collection and the other travel collection that I had pulled out. I wanted to add some more circles to this page, so I'm going to add the remnants of this Viewfinder reel, Viewmaster reel, yeah, something like that. And that adds a nice circle at the top and breaks up all of those squares. Then I'm going to add this. Definitely like a tourist. I highly doubt locals eat at the pink taco place. Plus it was definitely down like on the strip in Miami Beach where I'm sure that no locals go. I liked the flamingo. I thought it framed that Eat, Drink, and Be Happy really well. Then I have this Let's Run Away Together, which I thought was cute. I'm going to stick it underneath the flamingo. I like the variations on the pinks that I have going on here. There's sort of a corally pink and then also like the vivid pink. And so I wanted to make sure that in the ways that I was embellishing, I was incorporating both pinks so that none of them looked like they stood out and didn't go with the other pinks. You can see that both pinks are in that stripe. So that helped to bring the whole thing together. This is where I start to get a little bit fussy. I add this Save This Moment at the bottom because I wanted there to be just a little bit more dark embellishment on that side because of the like a tourist, like a local at the top. But then it just wasn't enough dark embellishment. So I add these music symbols or these music notes because there was definitely music playing on the beach. It was a party area. And it's still not quite enough for me. It actually probably would have been fine, but I don't know why. I was just being fussy, and so I decide that I want to add in a little bit more layering. So I looked through my embellishments that I have pulled out already, but I have a box of Citrus Twist goodies, like loose goodies, in my drawers, and so I decided to pull out that and find some like confetti pieces and whatever else I can find. There's this cool tag that's the perfect amount of dark that I want on that side of the page, plus it matches that Tourist Local die cut pretty perfectly. I thought maybe I would add in 2 tags, but I end up adding in just this one dark tag, and I have to rearrange everything so that it will fit and not cover up that fork, which is apparently a sticking point for me. I don't want it to cover up the fork. I don't want it to cover up that eat, drink, and be happy. I still want it to frame. I still want the flamingo butt to frame that eat, drink, and be happy pretty perfectly. So I'm just sort of on the struggle bus here. I knew I wanted that dark, that shot of dark embellishment there, but oof, man, I got fussy with it. That's okay. We're gonna get it. Maybe. The flamingo is sitting on the eat. I'm gonna put this back too. All right, so now because I pulled off that chipboard that was on the photo, I need to cover up that gooey spot. So I'm just gonna stick this heart right here, feeling where that adhesive is, making sure I don't cover up the good mood. I love these little pink hearts. A lot of times when I get Citrus Twist collections, there's like confetti in the box. So I always like to save all that confetti, and this was part of that confetti 1 month. And it is the perfect pink for matches the magical perfectly. So that was a good find. Last thing I'm gonna do is add in some of these enamel dots in places on these hearts just so that they look a little bit more anchored. And so I can cover up a little bit more of that adhesive. And then I'm gonna call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I am at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. Tell me in the comments section below how often you mix and match like this. Like, this is a bunch of collections and products from Citrus Twist. So tell me how often you do that in the comments below. All right, thank you.